integral was it to get this, on a short week, just to get this session in, just to get you guys back on a routine of some sort?
Yeah, I think it was very important just to get guys back in the building, working on the game plan. We've played this team once throughout this year, but really we've played them every year for the last, I think, 4 or 5 years. So I think it's two teams that are very familiar with each other. So the wrinkles that they put in, that we put in, that we adjust to, those are going to be key to winning this game. So again, just trying to come in here and be as prepared as possible for game day.
To that point, I mean, you guys played some good recently, week 14, but has enough changed? Like, how much can you pull from a game that was just that long ago when you're getting ready for a matchup like this?
I think you can pull a little bit, but again, they're watching film too. They're making adjustments too, and they're a really good football team, extremely well coached, and they got players on their defense especially that can make some really good plays, and they can take games over. So, it's going to take 11 guys on the offensive side of the ball, on the defensive side of the ball, and on the special team side of the ball. So it's going to be a complete team game that we're going to have to play.
Josh, I know this gets brought up every time you guys play them, but what is it like to kind of have this rivalry with Patrick and maybe just your relationship with him?
Yeah, I think I'd consider us fairly good friends, and obviously in the off season we tend to play some golf together. At least we have in the last few off seasons. But he's a fantastic player. His track record and his resume speaks for himself at such a young age, and one of the greatest quarterbacks to already play this game. And he's still growing and still getting better. So yeah, he's not an easy matchup for any team. And they've gotten the best of us in the playoffs in the last few years, and we finally got a home game, and just got to go out there and put our best foot forward and play as hard as we can play.
When you golf, does he say anything? Does he bring anything up?
No. We tend to keep it non-football related, except we played that match, and we wouldn't need to bring it up. I'm sure people will bring it up, what I'm afraid of. So, no, I got a lot of respect for him and his game, and who he is off the field too.
Is it exciting to get to play him here, like play the Chiefs here this season? Is it kind of like finally after so many times, or?
I'm just excited that we have another game, and I think everybody feels the same way. We've got another opportunity to go out there and do more. And Coach Brady's been preaching throughout the year the reward for doing is the opportunity to do more, and that's what we have in front of us.
When you go back and you look at this tape from 2 days ago, to come out of it without any turnovers, could you take anything away from that and say, okay, I did this, and that's why this happened?
Yeah, I think just the preparation level, seeing things and seeing things clearly. I think the communication that we had up front throughout the game was fantastic with Mitch and the O-line. Receivers and pass catchers knew where they were supposed to be, and just trusted them and put the ball where they could make some plays. We made some really good plays this last game, and there's a few plays that we barely missed and that we're going to need going forward. So we understand that. The tape's never as good, never as bad as you think it's going to be. So a lot to learn from this last game, but feeling good about how well we're playing as a unit right now in terms of communication, energy, and attention to detail.
Since you've been in this wins for 6 weeks plus now, have you felt a need to run more?
No, I don't think so. I'm just trying to take what the defense gives me, and sometimes it presents itself where we may not have the best man answer within our concept, and thinking maybe they're dropping out and playing zone, they play man, and sometimes when you play man, no one really accounts for the quarterback. But going back to a few weeks ago, they did in some of their third down packages. They had a spy, and so sometimes it's not as easy to do that, and you're going to have to rely on other guys to go and win and make some plays. And I got a lot of confidence in our guys to go do that.
How do you look back on that touchdown run, like with everyone telling you to slide in that moment and then continuing to go? Like, do you in this kind of situation I'll slide next time, or like how do you view that, like being able to take from a run like that?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I take from it. It was the first time in my life that I've ever ran and got to look up at the screen as I was running, and I saw nobody behind me. So that was a cool feeling. It was really cool. But I don't know, playoffs, third down, just trying to make a play for our team. That's what I've done, and that's what I'll continue to try to do.
Josh, what's that moment like when you realize that you're looking up at it and you see there's someone right there?
Well, I mean, again, it's a little bit of a surreal moment. I'm not the fastest guy, but felt good to kind of be in open field and get a chance to let loose a little bit.
Josh, when it comes to their guys up front, I know Chris Jones obviously is the guy that jumps out, but they've got other guys there too. I mean, Karlaftis has
Mhm.
been really successful this year. Just how big of a challenge is it? Not just Chris Jones, but
Yeah, I mean, I think they were second in the league in sacks this year, which you need more than one guy to do that. They've got a very ferocious group that they have a lot of motor in them. They don't give up on plays. They're constantly trying to chase down the quarterback. They feel like they get beat and the quarterback steps up and they're right there. So they do a good job with their rush patterns and their games within their D line. So again, it's something that we got to work on, and we got to make sure that we're prepared to handle what they can throw at us. But it's a really, really good group, and then you throw that in with the back end that they got. It's a pretty special defense. So we're gonna have our hands full.
The diversity the offense has shown and developed over the course of the season. How much more do you think you're better equipped to handle anybody, given you have all these options now that you may not even had been aware of even at the Kansas City game, 5-6 weeks ago? How better prepared do you think this offense is to handle whatever comes at them right now?
Well, I mean, again, I think we communicate well. We don't make dumb decisions pre-snap, post-snap. The penalties are going to happen throughout the game. That's the nature of the business that we play. But no dumb decisions on my part. We feel like we always give ourselves a chance to win a football game, and that's what we're going to need to play. We're going to need to play a very sound, smart football game against this defense. And again, like you said, the pieces that we have to be equipped to play a team like this, smart and tough guys that will do anything to help this team win a football game, and that's what I feel like we have in this locker room on all three phases of our team. But ultimately, it comes down to Sunday and executing the best.
How hard has it been to go into the playoffs without a game, and if you don't have it on Sunday, how big of a loss is that for your offense?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how he's doing or progressing or anything like that. We're just trying to prepare as best as we can.
In some ways, does this feel like a division rivalry just because you play these guys so often and it's a lot of state usually?
I mean, I just think maybe the familiarity that we have and they have with us. So I know we've traded a couple times in the regular season, but we've yet to beat them in the postseason. So this is a team that plays their best when they're asked to, and we got to find a way to, like I said, put our best foot forward and try to go execute a game plan.
Josh, on a similar note, the Chiefs have represented the AFC in the last few years. Is it almost an element of to be the man you have to beat them and to get to where you guys eventually want to get to? You guys have to get the teams together.
Absolutely. They've been at the top of the mountain, and they know what it takes to get there. And we've yet to do that. And again, as a competitor, as a player, to be in a situation like this is something that you dream about. You really do. And I know guys on this team have been waiting for this moment for a long time, and to think about how far we've come, even from 7-8 weeks ago to where we are now, to have an opportunity to host a game against, they've won 2 championships in the last couple years. You can't help but be excited for that.
Of all the ways that you guys have ended your season, can you draw anything upon the worst seemed to be 13 seconds? And is there something you can draw upon from that moment and from what preceded it and just that game?
I mean, I don't necessarily think you can pull anything from that other than, it's going to take everybody to beat this team.
when you and other guys talk about Drake is he more juiced in the playoffs, or is there any difference of his personality now, or is it just kind of the same?
I think it depends on how much caffeine he consumes. He gets the caffeine jitters quite a bit. No, but he's an extremely positive guy. He's done a fantastic job in a pretty tough situation. And guys respect him, and we trust what he calls and what he says, and just trying to go out there and execute whatever he calls.
Sean mentioned sustainability earlier with your team and the Chiefs.
What's been the secret, in your opinion, from your view, to your team's sustainability over these past 4 years, 4 straight divisional trips?
Well, I think it starts at the top. You talk about the direction of who sets the direction of this franchise, and it starts with Bean and McDermott and the plan that they've had really since they've gotten here, the players that they've brought in, and the leadership that we have on this team. So I think it's a trickle-down effect, but it starts with them.